There was an article recently published in the Israeli religious Jewish magazine known as the Mishpacha magazine, in which the writer of the article clearly pointed out something that I've made mention numerous times to people with regard to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. And that is that it's odd that the majority of civilians who are targeted in these Palestinian terrorist attacks on Jews, the majority of the victims are religious, specifically Ultra-Orthodox Haredi Jews. You know, the ones who are usually the ones that appear in anti-Semitic caricatures as wearing black garb with big noses and the sidelocks. Anyway, so the point of the article was that it's odd that they target specifically these Ultra-Orthodox Jews when, in fact, these are the few Jews in the world who actively oppose the rise of the State of Israel. And now that they live here, even though they already had a community here before the rise of the State of Israel, now that they're here, they only participate in the government, and not all of them, but those that do, participate in the government in the same way that the Palestinian community participates in the Israeli government, those that have Israeli citizenship, and that's in order to make use of what it is after the fact of its existence. Meaning, they try to juice out of it whatever they can, although in their philosophy they believe the state is illegitimate. In addition to that, there are several ultra-Orthodox communities here in Israel who oppose any activity with the Israeli government, and the majority of them do not vote. The vast majority of them do not even participate in the Israeli army, and the vast majority of them, if not all of them, believe it's forbidden to enter into the Temple Mount, the holiest site of the Jewish people, on which the Al-Aqsa mosque is found. Now, the irony in this is that this same religious community is specifically being targeted by the terrorists. This is a community which includes some individuals who even publicly protest against the State of Israel in favor of a Palestinian state, together with Palestinians waving Palestinian flags, even having Palestinian flags in their own neighborhoods, religious Jewish neighborhoods. Yet the only reason that Jews are being targeted here is because they're provocating Arabs, inciting Arabs to violence and random murder of civilians, because Jews are going to the Temple Mount and supposedly desecrating the Al-Aqsa Mosque, or because Jews participate in the Israeli army, or will participate, or did participate. Therefore, they're not to be regarded as citizens, they're to be regarded as soldiers. Clearly this flies in the face of the fact that Ultra-Orthodox Jews don't do any of these things. So the article pointed this out and said, why then do you target us? After all, in this community there are those who even protest together with Palestinians. So the interesting thing is that this particular article actually was responded to by the Palestinian community. In the Al-Quds newspaper, and their website, and on their Facebook page, this article was responded to. You know what their answer was to the plea of the Ultra-Orthodox article in which it said, "Don't murder us"? Why are you targeting us? It doesn't even make sense if your reasons for killing Jews are as you say. The response was, "We're after you too." I'm not surprised. But this just shows you the excuse of anti-Zionism, especially in Palestinian media, which is that tool by which the Palestinian Authority and other terrorist organizations in the Palestinian community incite their population to violence, which has been proven to be a highly censored media. So even those who would have the audacity to speak their mind know that they're not going to get away with it doing so. But yeah, it shows you that it's not just anti-Israeli sentiment of the Israeli government and supposed settlements. It's anti-Jewish. So now that anti-Semitism is no longer politically correct, they've simply created a new synonym for it, which is less painful to the ears. It's called anti-Zionism. Anti-Zionism is just anti-Semitism and politically correct terminology. Food for thought. Oh, one more thought. I find it funny that they consider destroying the home of a proven terrorist barbaric and Archaean, which is another description in these Palestinian newspapers. While at the same time, the people who call that barbarian to destroy the home of a murderer, yet they support killing random civilians, even especially those that don't take part in the Israeli army, who are willing to go to prison rather than participate in the Israeli army. The truth will be exposed. It's up to us to do it. Clearly, the current government in the United States is not very objective in this matter. I don't know what interest they have. Obviously, the interest is oil in the Arab world. That's the only reason they don't state explicitly what is so obvious with regard to the so-called Palestinian agenda. You know, that's nothing racist against Arabs who live in this region. There are Arabs here who are very pro-Israel. They don't call themselves Palestinian. They are Israeli Arabs. All the best. Shalom v'racha. Ma'as salama.